Hey guys, we finally made it to the last location before Frankfurt, where we're going to have the last meeting, which I'll talk about in a minute. So we've toured 7 countries in Europe, starting with Germany, ending in Germany. We didn't get a chance to see very much in Germany, but we will probably do that more another time. So anyway, our trip was actually quite uneventful. Uh, the best place was Switzerland, and Italy didn't pan out too much. Austria, we needed to spend more time there. But we did have a good time. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of history. So, of course, this location right here is the museum of the first car that was made. Of course, there was 2 cars that were made. This is the other one. There's another picture in there. Or not picture, it's actually the model there. And there's some more in the background. So anyway, the point is, supposedly my father was born um, around the block from either here. I'm not sure. I was trying to figure this out today. No one has told me. Maybe somebody watching this video can tell me if this is just the museum location or the actual location where not it wasn't Carl Benz, but the associate here, as you saw in the picture, um, that started Mercedes Benz. So what I learned just today, actually, that I didn't know, was well, I'm starting to get more pieces of my family history. I finally met my oldest aunt here in Germany and my oldest cousin, and they filled me in a lot of details. Well, some details that I didn't know. One of which, my grandfather was forced in Nazi Germany to do different things, such as build bridges, and he was doing a bunch of different things. But he actually stopped a superior officer from raping a Russian girl, and normally he would have been shot for that. I had grown up with the story where he was told to destroy I don't know, was it a city or a village or something where a lot of people would have been killed, and he refused that. So God spared him. He became a Christian during that time, halfway through World War II, and I'd never agreed with what was going on. He actually hid Jews and others in his home, um, as far as they have informed me. Anyway, um, what's interesting about my father's name is obviously my last name is Friedrich, and uh, one of his names is Karl. So, of course, Karl Benz was actually uh, Karl Friedrich Benz. So I think my father might have been named after him, or could have been a popular name. But I wanted to come here because I'm going to show my trip to my father. He's at his last um, points in his life where he can even understand things. He's got um, dementia and that. So, but he still will appreciate me showing him these pictures that we took in the trip. And obviously coming here, I was supposed to come here when I was in Germany, when he was here with my uncle. My uncle has now passed away. We never did get to go around and him show me where these places were, that all the stories he would tell me. So I just wanted to come here. and just do this video and then talk about the coming meeting this weekend. So my um, my dad was born in Stuttgart here, and this is Carlsbad. Yeah, guten Tag. Anyway, so then I dedicated my Porsche that was made in Stuttgart. It was a 944 electric car, and I dedicated it to him, Peter Carl, was I named it. And in front of 400 people at the Coeur d'Alene um, resort meeting that we had in 2011. I kind of dedicated it to him, and it was, he said, the best day of his life. So I thought I would do this video again as a kind of continuation of that in honor of my father. So it's good to be here in Germany, and I've really appreciated my friends here in Germany. And so I'm going to read the next section here as soon as I can find it on this other phone. So as I was saying about the upcoming meeting, so my friend Marcus, um, uh, he was learning English in order to read or watch my videos. So that was a real honor for me to learn that, where he was so dedicated to learning um, what I was showing that he took the time to learn English. And so at this next meeting, though, he still needs a little bit of a translator, and there'd be several people that need the translation. Anyway, I got some good news about him and what he just experienced. He's really excited. Um, so anyway, he'll be the host of the next meeting. And last week and the other day, I received words from him and video, which we'll share at the meeting. I just wrote this out, so um, bear with me as I read it. So he experienced some, he made the big coil demonstration. And so we'll have, I think, 2 layers like we have done in the past or recently of the big coils that are about 2 or about a meter diameter, something like that. Anyway, he was able to go about 11 meters away and power a coil. So I'm still getting the details on that, but we'll be demonstrating that for those who want to come. There's still room to come to the meeting. So then, before I get into that a little bit further, Abdullah was translating all the 1992 James Coram videos, our video. We had broken it into 5 videos. And then there's a picture here that you'll see of Tony, who is also coming to the convention. And he was around a number of years ago, like 3 years ago, trying to replicate the many coil demonstration. I think he had 10 of them, but they weren't working for him because they were touching together and didn't understand what the teaching was. So then you can see the picture of him winding the coils. There's going to be, I think, 50 coils of the small coils, and then another bunch of the, there were 6 or 8 inch diameter coils too. So he wanted to make them exactly running at 1.25 megahertz. with 100 picofarad like we use in our kits. So um, then Marcus had this other breakthrough where he actually made it even better than the first demonstration, both of which we'll show. Um, and he said, "It's so simple. When I found out, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry at first, or both." He's such a sweet guy. Um, so it says, although I seem to have grasped the analogy of the giant being pricked by on the foot with a small needle, um, he said, I have tried using a small coil as a transmitter to prick the giants. He said, oh my, it's incredible. Now it works, which was not possible before. I haven't thought about why yet, but there is still so much to do. He's been running around trying to get all this ready, and I really appreciate it. But anyway, the giant analogy is like what I say, the avalanche analogy, where you have a small trigger triggering a big event, environmental event. And so he's finally experienced that now. But yeah, he was actually transmitting into the parking lot from his house, so that the LEDs were lighting up. So we will show that. So you're welcome to come still. There's 2 more days left until this weekend. That is August 12th and 13th.
Strijksbrood.
Okay,
Dankjewel.
Merci.
So these are the 2 goofball, my son and his new wife here, and this is their honeymoon with their dad along. And they're coming to see here after being in the car for so long to see this. Come on, guys, and see. Now I'll show a little bit. I didn't know this was here, but this is some history. And I think the real model is behind in the back. It is a lot bigger. But
that is not free energy.
No, but we'll have to make it such. All right, so there's the bicycle. Obviously, you can see online. So, yeah,